following podcast may be explicit. One Joe Young presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.
All right, here we are in the shed. We're going to be starting a cyberpunk adventure. Chris, you want to do the thing over your head again? Look at that. And we're going to be playing this cyberpunk adventure today live on the air. In addition to playing it live on the air, we are going to be learning it live on the air.
That's the way we like to do things around here.
That is how we rock and or roll. We're going to have...
Don't let our lack of preparation dissuade you from watching. It's going to be super fun.
That's what makes it fun.
Basically, I've all wanted to play something like this for a while, and none of us know what we're doing, and so we're going to just do it together and
make it awesome. Make it up. Kurt, what does Cthulhu think about that?
Cthulhu thinks... where'd he go?
There you go.
Cyberpunk is for wussies. Real men devour universes.
That sounds about right. Cthulhu down there in his dice pool. Yeah, exactly. But we're here. We're going to be playing a system that's a Dungeon World hack. It's based on a different world, but we're going to take the cyberpunk part of it and try and make a game out of that and see what the hell happens.
Yeah.
What's going to happen is at least about an hour's worth of fun.
For sure.
I think we're committed to that at least.
Should we be a little more explicit about? So we're using little pieces of Sixth World. Can we say that?
I don't see why not. It's a free thing.
Yeah, just in case people are curious.
I just don't know how to refer to where to find it because I found this PDF years ago. And
I think you can still find it online because I think there's newer versions, but the links were dead. Yeah, okay. I think we're using version 1.2, and I think there's probably a newer one out there.
Yeah,
it is a fan-created Dungeon World hack that kind of mirrors the Shadowrun universe.
Yeah, it's intended to give you a Shadowrun feel.
Right. But we are not playing Sixth World in the sense that it's a 135-page PDF of rules and description, and we're just taking little pieces out and running with it.
Yeah, the idea was to play a Cyberpunk type module, but even the Cyberpunk 2020 rules, although they're not very complicated, it would be easier for us just to keep with the Dungeon World archetypes and all that kind of thing. So some of the moves may be named differently, but it's the same thing.
So if you're watching this and you are like a Sixth World aficionado and you're like, these guys stink.
Yeah, don't burn us too bad.
We're not really playing Sixth World.
Or if you're a Cyberpunk 2020 fan, which I know some people that listen are, we get it, man.
Yeah, no need to chastise. By the way, there was just a news flash that came in that I just want to make sure people understand.
It's funny because I do have some news information.
Do you? Okay.
News flash. There might be another update on that one later.
Okay, there we go.
I should have brought it up.
But in the meantime,
pineapple face mask or something?
That would be funny. To introduce us to what we're expecting to do today, we're going to let this guy go ahead and talk. Go ahead.
I don't know what I'm talking about, but all right. So I'm going to keep with... I want to say the Sixth World already had in it. It was the year 2050, so we'll stick with that. Because if we went with the original Cyberpunk 2020, it's 2019. And granted, we do have some cool tech these days. And there's probably a lot more tech that we don't know about that, people are working on in the background that will come out 10 years from now. They'll be like, oh my God, that's awesome. So we're just going to fast forward to 2050, which is kind of hard to do because you're trying to tell the future and how the world looks. But I'm going to try to keep it as localized as possible so we don't have to worry about what things look globally. But I will have a little... when we start the module, a little, here's what's going on in the news, so you kind of get a sense of the world a little bit, but only what's important to the actual story we're going to play.
Because nothing about pineapple.
Yeah, we could, possibly pineapple, but it will be hot pineapple if there's any pineapple mentioned.
And it will not suck.
That's all they serve is hot pineapple in the future.
Okay. So what... between Kurt and I, we've already come up with what character classes we're going to play, gave them a name, picked a little bit of equipment, and because I want to drink more water, I'm going to ask Kurt to talk a little bit about what he's done so far.
Yeah, so we did not do full character creation, but we got a little bit of a start so that we didn't waste too much of your time while we figured out the basics. And it's just going to be Joe and me as players, or Joe and I as players today. I guess it's going to be a buddy cop duo, who is it, Kevin Hart and Jackie Chan or some insanity?
I'm sure that's from some movie. I don't know.
I don't know. But,
so what's your character name?
So I am going to be playing Kenji Jalast. His last name is spelled Xalast.
Like that.
Everyone just calls him X. Sometimes they call him X-Man or Mr. X, but most of his friends call him X. He is a human. He is, I assume we're playing in America?
Yes.
So he is American, but he has a Japanese mother, so he's kind of half Asian descent. We want to talk a little bit about what he looks like and weapons and that kind of stuff.
A little background, yeah. You got any back history?
So I haven't done a real back history yet. I'm going to talk that through a little bit with Joe, but I'm thinking of this guy as kind of like a Ghost from the Matrix, like super smooth, quiet, but he literally wears a katana sword across his back. He dual wields 2 heavy pistols. He's got these Ruger Super Hawks that have a little bit of armor piercing damage. And then in this world, these guys have, I think they call it cyberware, which is kind of cybernetic enhancements. And I kind of have allocated my points so that he actually has hand razors that are like basically a small combat knife-like weapon that is surgically implanted into his hands. So part of the idea here is he can come in guns blazing, dual wielding like Lara Croft and Tomb Raider. But when he gets into melee, he's got his katana and these hand razor knives that are going to pop out.
That's pretty cool.
And then he also has, I guess, and I don't know whether these will come into play in this game or not, but for his cyberware, he's got a data jack. And he's got what are called wired reflexes, which I think basically means if he takes damage or would take damage in melee, he essentially gets kind of a saving throw to reduce or eliminate that damage. Okay. So I figure he's going to end up in melee combat with his sword occasionally if there's fighting. And then I gave him the data jack just so that he can interact a little bit, with. He's not a hacker, but I think it lets him deal with like basic door. Well,
it could be a lot of stuff. It could be weapons, vehicles, security terminals, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, and then as far as his I'm supposed to choose a couple of contacts in the world. He has a bartender friend and bartender friend, and then a survival nut. So he's got a prepper, I guess, who's out there. Yeah. And then we haven't talked even one tiny bit about the story, but I know a little bit about what Joe's character is like. And my thought is that X had a partner that he used to work with, and that partner has been killed or has died. And so he knows Joe, but Joe is not his longtime partner. So like we're friends, we run the same circle.
So your former teammate has passed away.
Right. So now I'm kind of a lone rogue operating on my own. And then the only other piece that looks like it might be kind of important to my character is that he's supposed to have a code, like a samurai code. And when he follows it, he gets certain bonuses and things. And I haven't talked that through or thought that through, but in my back of my mind, my thought is that he's really and again, I don't know if this is important in the world we're playing in, but he's really anti-corporations. I imagine if it's the future,
that could be very important.
Yeah, I imagine in the future we're going to have large, powerful corporations. And
that could help by some backstory, because I would be anti some corporations as well, for sure.
And so my thought is that he's very pro-individual power and kind of like the lone rebel. And so anytime he is fighting a large power, whether it's a corporation or government, and or supporting individual rights and freedom, then that would kind of be his code.
Cool.
He's this is also just literally
Thomas Jefferson Street Samurai.
That's right. That's exactly right. And this is what we came up literally in about 7 minutes before we went on the air. So.
My thing was about 30 minutes this morning. So we'll see what happens.
But I think he sounds cool to me. I like him.
It's definitely a cool start. I'll talk about mine a little bit. I've decided to play a mercenary, and that mercenary's name is Hawk. His real name is Lance Birdman. Min, not man, you say. It's a clever play on a word. Yeah. Maybe not so clever. But as a mercenary, Lance's backstory is, and it's based off of establishing the connections, choosing contacts from the character sheet, which, by the way, is the formatting was for like a paperback book, so it's interesting that it doesn't fill the page. Anyway, I chose contacts of veterans clinic doctor and street pharmacist, and the idea for me at least is the backstory for the character is going to be is that after he left the military, he spends time sourcing drugs for those in need that should have them, so legally, not illegally, not drug addicts. I'm thinking like, as a contact, being a veterans clinic doctor, that one of the things that he would do is at the veterans clinic, when there's a wounded veteran or somebody who needs more morphine and the hospital's not supplying it or the government won't pay for it, Hawk goes and steals it for them. It's a paid Robin Hood, if you will, but for drugs, not money.
Well, anytime you want to hit over, major pharmaceutical corporation, just let.
Oh, exactly. So I imagine that part of Hawk's job is infiltrating places with a decent amount of security just to get drugs that people need and aren't getting.
Okay.
I'm picturing him as your typical scruffy mercenary. He's got patches of silver in his black hair, and his scruff is a mix of salt and pepper, and he wears a heavy leather jacket, which is, I'm going to count as the armor jacket. I don't know if we had determined how much armor that actually provided. I don't know if you got to that.
I did. I think it was 2, but I will double check.
So, as we had mentioned already, we're kind of learning this game as we go, or we're learning the rules. The game itself, the core of it, is Dungeon World rules. Those of you who have paid attention to our podcast, or even newcomers, I'll let you know, we have played a lot of games using Dungeon World rules. Big reason is because they're rules light. It's easy to jump into a game, say you want your character to do something, and it falls under one of these general basic moves. Well, in this game, in this adaptation, they're called core moves. Some of them have changed a little bit, so we're going to try and pick up on them as we go.
Just so you know, Joe, if you want a lined coat, that's armor 3, but it's obvious. You could have leather armor, which is 2, but it's more subtle, or it is subtle. Or there's a light armor jacket that's 2 and subtle.
All right, that's going to be the one then, because it's called armor jacket, and that's what I'm picturing. He just wears this, it's a heavy leather jacket, like a biker's jacket kind of thing, and inside are some plates for protection.
I'm wearing form-fitting armor, which is armor 2, but concealed.
And seductive.
And is very fit. Also, I was thinking, I mentioned Ghost from the Matrix, and that's not actually who I had in mind for Kenji. If any of you have seen Into the Badlands, which is a pretty sweet show, at least season 1, the lead on that is kind of the guy I have in my mind.
Is that a Netflix or Amazon?
No, it's a man. I can't even remember what channel it was on, but it was a network show like TNT or USA or something. I don't know, but good stuff.
And we're just going to babble a bit while Chris does some more prep. You can see him typing away on the MacBook back here.
Yeah, so the character sheet does have, we've got characteristics or traits. In D&D, we're used to strength, dexterity, constitution, all that. Here we've got sharp, hard, steady, smooth, and skilled, 5 instead of 6. And Joe and I think that they roughly translate, just in case you care. Sharp is roughly like wisdom. Hard is like strength or strength and dex. It's kind of your attack stat. Sharp is going to help us with our perception in the world and what we see and what we know. Steady is roughly analogous to constitution, we think. Smooth is basically your charisma stat. And then skilled would be, I guess, intelligence, book smarts.
I'm thinking steady is almost unique in that it's the catch-all for, in Dungeon World, we have defy danger, and then you pick the stat you're going to use to defy that danger. In this game, in Sixth World, defy danger is 1 stat, and it's steady. So it's one of those where it's, calm under pressure. It's the ability to persevere. I mean, it's a bunch of different things all together. So I kind of like the way it falls into just 1, so we don't have to. One of the things we do in Dungeon World, which we wouldn't have to do here, is, all right, how are you defying the danger? Are you going to duck out of the way? Is it just going to be pure dexterity? Are you going to try and knock the boulder down before it hits you like strength? You're just going to try and, puff up and bear it and let it hit you, use constitution. Here, it's just 1 stat. It's interesting.
Right. So I don't know what you did, Joe, but I think we had 4 points that we could allocate as modifiers. So I took +2 to hard. I envision Kenji or X, being in the fight with his sword or his guns blazing. So I took +2 to hard, which I think is going to help me on my attacks. I took +1 to steady and +1 to smooth charisma.
And I just did, I split the 4 between the first 4, sharp, hard, steady, and smooth, and left 0 on skilled. I figure Hawk is just going to be an all-around kind of guy. Not necessarily better at any one thing, but not specifically good at things that involve skilled, or as we have interpreted it, like intelligence.
He's the bruiser.
And he's average. It's not like he has a -1. It's just there's no positive modifier.
Gotcha.
Yeah. What is the rock and roll skill? That's a core skill. Do you know?
That's
Yeah,
the attack.
I do. I'm pretty sure that's the attack. We'll have it here. And Chris already said it. Yeah, rock and roll. When you attack an enemy, roll plus hard.
Cool. So the Street Samurai, in addition to all the core and secondary moves, he gets only thing faster is light move, which is that when I rock and roll, so when I attack on a 12 plus, I can deal my damage to a second target within range. Kind of like a monk, you get a whole second attack, which is cool. And then I get one other Street Samurai move, which, to be honest, I haven't looked at or chosen yet, but I will do that shortly.
Mm-hmm. And I think I get one more thing that I haven't picked yet, too. I have Go Tactical, which is when I check a situation during combat, which, for those who are still using the analogy that we are with Dungeon World, check the situation is the same as discern realities. Right. It's when you figure out what's going on around you. You assess a tense or dangerous situation, you roll plus sharp. Well, on this, my move allows me to roll plus hard instead of sharp, and on a 10 plus, instead of asking the GM questions, I may instead choose to hold 3, which I'm curious what that means in this game. Hold 3 for what? Does that mean I can just use those somewhere else? Because it doesn't say, I'm sorry, it says you can, it says it right here on my sheet. I just got to read the next sentence. You can then spend that hold 1 for 1 to grant a bonus to an ally at any point during the combat. That's actually pretty good.
It is pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I have to pick from one of these others, which I should do soon. Yeah.
I think I'm going to take Honorable, which is a Street Samurai move that says when I uphold a tenet of my code, I roll plus smooth. And then I get holds that I can spend to pull strings, manipulate, or make someone sweat. So since I figure we're not just going to be fighting the whole time, we may have to do some interrogation or some smooth stuff. That might help me out.
All right, the way I picture this character, I've decided I'm going to take this move, this other mercenary move called Adapt and Overcome. When you fail a move, instead of marking experience, you may roll plus skilled. On a 10 plus, take plus 2 forward to your next move. On a 7 to 9, take plus 1 forward.
When you're trying to do what? Sorry.
If you fail any move, I can roll plus skilled. And if I get 7 to 9 or better, I actually take a plus 1 to my next move.
But you're over 0 in skilled, right?
Yeah. But this is the kind of thing I anticipate, or I think this character, Hawk, has spent a lot of time getting out of situations where things are going bad.
Right, yeah.
All right, cool.
So if things are going bad equals I rolled a failure, I have a chance of actually doing better.
Yeah, you're better digging yourself out of holes than most people.
Right, so we've got our armor, we know our attack, we know that, Joe, you know what damage you do with your weapons.
I do.
The essence is what we use to buy our cyberware. Did you buy some cyberware yet?
I didn't, because I have no idea what it is or where it is. I don't have the book in front of me. Kurt has the PDF.
Do you want me to run through it really quick? Kind of cool.
Anything that would increase shooting accuracy or armor would be important to him.
Okay. Maybe some cybernetic eye stuff.
Yeah, so generally there's cyber eyes and ears that really enhance your vision and your hearing. There's stuff that you can do to enhance your perception. Let's see, you are looking for synaptic hardening. You gain +1 armor against matrix attacks. I don't know if it'll have matrix attacks.
So something might be important for him is either like if he's doing the cyber eyes, be like thermographic or low light, or the smart link, which he would give him like bonuses on his rock and roll.
Okay.
Yeah, smart link. When you rock and roll, you never graze the target. 10 plus, ignore 1 armor. That'd be good for you. And that only costs 1 essence.
Smart link. Okay. I'll put that. Smart link.
And depending how, he could do more options in his eyes, if he wanted to.
Yeah, you can basically see in the dark.
Which might be important for a guy that's a sniper,
Right.
So you get the thermographic low light. So when you check the situation, you may ask 1 additional question from the list for the thermographic low light.
Yeah,
we'll do that too. Thermographic, low light.
And he already has the bone lacing.
Body. Oh, if you got bone lacing, right. So then if you make an unarmed attack, you deal lethal damage, and you take +1 to gut dex.
Yeah.
Gut check, sorry. All right, so you've at least got some we can play
Yeah,
with.
that gives me something to start with. That's good.
Cool.
How many points was thermographic low light?
Looks like I think it's just
I
one.
think it's just one.
Okay.
Which is not a big
So
deal. We're not gonna-
realistically, if I want to get around to anything, there's 4 more I can do.
yeah.
Now, what's the point of karma? Do we know?
I don't think it'll come into play, and I can't
Okay.
remember. It's one of those things I think it wasn't a big deal because that might be more of the fantasy element of the game, but I
Okay.
can't recall. Even with the essence, that's kind of like your humanity for all the Cyberpunk 2020 guys, which you guys aren't. You know, if you lose too much humanity, you go cyber psycho because you're just a robot. You don't care about.
I'm going psycho.
I'm
going psycho.
You load up, yeah. You gotta like balance yourself out.
Yeah,
But we're not gonna have issues with this with the characters anyway.
Yeah.
karma is kind of like our hero points. It lets you boost rolls and improve damage.
So I would say
or lean on your
we just go. You get a failure, you get a chip. Kind of play it like how we normally do, instead of actually having karma points.
Yeah, that's basically the idea.
All right. So, cyber psycho it is.
yeah, crazy.
I've got it.
Losing it.
I may check put that up.
Yeah, karma's kind of a catch-all. It looks like for role playing well and being cool.
Okay.
So,
Well, could I just write the infinity symbol under mine?
all right.
What's the thing? The Ouroboros.
Or
Yeah, the creature.
Aurora
It's
Borealis?
it's like eating itself, but it's like
Oh, yeah.
I've seen that with like the dragon kind of thing. Yeah. Actually, is that what the D&D symbol is now? Is that a dragon eating its own tail? It's a dragon.
Is it eating itself, or is it like flames coming out for one of the things? Like the dragon's head, like shooting.
It could be
things.
spitting out its own tail.
It tastes like crap.
Tastes
It's my
like
back.
poo.
I'd say my back end. It tastes like shit.
It's like chicken.
Sorry, Wizards of the Coast.
All right, I think
We still dig you guys.
Oh yeah, we'll play D&D again. Faux show.
Kenji also wears his sunglasses at night, just so you know.
Oh, of course.
So he
Cyberpunk.
can- so
You
he
always
can?
have your sunglasses on, and it's always dark and rainy.
All right.
Or in
Shall
this
we
case-
start?
Or in this case, it might be a little snowy.
A little snowy.
That's not too bad. 20 minutes.
I mean,
It's not, now that we have half of a clue of what one clue might be,
Oh yeah, jeez.
so we're quarter clueless. I don't know.
Lucky you can see in the dark for extra clues.
Yes.
I mean, we haven't talked
dark clues, dim clues.
we haven't really talked at all about like our backstory or how we know each other.
All right,
I think it might make
so
sense to
this one time at band camp. So what,
to play
the
the
thing
flute?
so what I'm thinking is we were breaking into the same corporation at the same time. The first time this happened, and I realized you weren't security, and you realized I wasn't security. So we're breaking into Big Farm Co. And
This is prior to our current adventure.
yeah, and we just realized we're there for probably 2 different reasons. What do you have against big corporations? Like, what would you just be going in there for some sabotage or something?
Well, for that, like, it's almost like they infringe on personal liberties. You know?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I would be like liberate. They're aggregating all of our personal data so that they can sell us stuff we don't need, and so I'm always like messing around with their system, taking down their computer system.
So you're able to while you're wiping some data, you unlocked one of the lockers with the drugs that I needed to grab, and we've kept in touch,
Right.
And maybe gone on 1 or 2 other jobs since, and
Right, and I wouldn't have been the hacker per se, but maybe my partner who died was the hacker.
yeah.
And so I was like, support, martial arts, firepower assistance.
What was your partner's name? Pre-X?
I'm going to use that later.
Okay.
So that'll come up later.
Okay. X's partner.
Well, actually, we could say it right now.
X's X.
No, his partner's name was Zen Shin.
Zen Shin.
Yeah, so Z. You called him Z. You guys all just went by
Z.
one letter name.
Cool.
Okay.
And I'm getting coffee delivered.
Oh, look at that.
Fantastic.
Literally just came in
Thank
into
you.
the video from off the air.
Yeah.
There we go.
go.
So my partner was
Zen Shin. Yeah, or Z for short.
Z for short.
Yeah.
Can it have been a female?
Negative.
No.
You could say that the hacker's name was a Y name, so you guys were X, Y, and Z, and you could give that a female name.
There we go. Yeah, in my mind, I had a female hacker companion.
So that would be a Y, whatever you want to make it.
Okay.
Yoshi or something. Yeah, you want to stick with the Japanese.
Why we all got to be Asian?
Because it's cool. Because it's cyberpunk, baby.
X, Y, and Z, baby.
It was Yvette. She was Swedish, a Swedish blonde with 2 Asian dudes.
Ooh. She was a hacker. She could still be around then.
Okay.
So it's one of them Swedish Asian sandwiches.
Zension's the one that got killed in the line of duty.
Okay. Got it.
Can you? So how long ago? Now this may be a question for Chris more so since you've got that in there. How long ago did you lose your partner?
Within the last 5 years.
Oh yeah,
So
I was
pretty recent.
I was thinking like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, but yeah, that's even better. Yeah.
Because that would explain why we were trying to get together. You're looking for love in all the wrong places.
Right. Yeah, I can't do what I do by myself. Like I need 2 or 3 people. So.
And I usually do what I do by myself with a hell of a lot of planning. So it's all about preparation, the tactics, and most of the time.
So not how we do our gaming setup.
No, hell no. Most of the time, what I do is I'll knock over a transport or something like that. Rather than infiltrating a building, I'll just get a truck that's moving drugs from one place to another.
Yeah, so you interrupt the transportation process. It's easier, right? It's obviously easy to take over something and then trying to break into an entire building. Yeah.
If I'm working alone, I'll take the vehicle, assuming there's still cars, whether they're hover cars or not, whatever. Take the vehicle. Disable a vehicle, leave it in the middle of the road so the armored truck has to stop and then come out and get out.
In my mind, he's like Kurt Russell from Escape from LA.
Yes.
New York.
Hawk now does have an eye patch, but it's like a pirate's eye patch. He moves it from side to side.
Right. He doesn't really need it.
Yes. Yeah. And that actually helps account for the thermographic low light.
Right.
There's actually a glitch in that implant where you have to keep it covered when it's bright out.
Right. Yeah. That's a good little thing that could kind of go bad for you later.
Yeah, it will. Right. I'm sure everything I do goes bad eventually. All right. So where do we start? What do we have? A city? Do we have an area?
So we're going to start in L.A.
Law. We're going to start in Law.
So and the way things are too, and you might have saw it in the rule book where there's like all the cities, like the mega cities, like these urban sprawls.
And you said the year is 2050?
Yeah, we'll stick with that for now because, make sure the tech makes a little bit more sense. Obviously, because Cyberpunk 2020 came out, 87 or something? So they weren't too bad on some of the stuff, actually. Pretty close.
And if you see us, I'm typing just a few notes as we play.
And for me, I'm typing just so I can do that.
Oh, man.
Cyberpunk in Los Angeles, 2050.
Yeah, so think of if you've watched any of the Judge Dredd stuff, there's these huge mega cities that take over. And it could be this is a nice part of town right next to a piece of crap part of town, next to some greenery, They want to keep things like that. So it's a mixed match of whatever's going on. So it could be like danger zones or corporate zones or medical zones.
Is there a highway to the danger zone?
Yes, sometimes. Only if Kenny Loggins is driving.
Talk to me, Goose.
Too close for missiles, switching to guns.
We were inverted.
This is where, it's bullshit. This is where you could queue up foreign relations. This is where you could queue up playing with the boys if you guys are doing that kind of thing.
Spike it. I keep typing
Slider.
If you don't love Top Gun, you're probably on the wrong channel.
However, you got to see me mistype while they were talking. So that's
like Cyberpunk or something.
Yeah.
It's going to take place in LA in 2050. Some of the news going on in the world, or maybe in some local stuff. Globally renowned rock group All the King's Men played their first ever show on the lunar colony.
Cool.
So there's definitely a lunar base, and there's some civilians, and obviously there's military operations, things like that.
Enough people to watch a concert.
Yeah, right. There's definitely enough. There's a small city up there. People work there. People live there.
I used to play bass for All the King's Men.
Really? And it's made up of a bunch of guys that who pose as former British rock stars. So you might have a guy that looks like Billy Idol for the singer, and maybe Brian May as a guitarist, and John Bonham as the drummer.
Ringo Starr.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, right. They switch it out every once in a while, but they're always British guys.
Do they have different cyber hollow masks or something?
Well, no, just like they get genetically modified to look like that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So they're kind of like the big cover band doing like retro music and stuff, but they're a big hit. They're like the biggest band on the planet at the moment.
Or off the planet.
Right now they're off planet. It's kind of crazy. They'll be returning to Earth soon enough.
Biggest band in orbit.
Right. There's a terrorist organization called the Veer Society that have been infiltrating this big protest movement. There's a big protest movement going on with about this financial sector group called Liquid Holdings. They laid off a bunch of people, like a lot of their workforce, and it turns out they're going to build this big like pleasure palace kind of building, and people are kind of pissed off. You laid off all these people. You're building this thing. But the Liquid Holdings group were like, oh, that's BS, fake news. We didn't lay off that many people. This has to do with our merger with LifeLog Cybernetics. It's not a big deal. It's just the cost of doing business kind of thing. But the Veer Society, like, it's been word that they've been infiltrating the protest movement. There are a lot of protesters in the streets.
What's the name? Veer?
The Veer, V-I-R.
The V-I-R.
Yeah, the Veer Society have been infiltrating this protest movement. It's like worldwide. So any city that has like either LifeLock Cybernetics or Liquid Holdings, there's protests outside. Think of like the yellow vest thing going on in Europe right now, but like on steroids.
On steroids.
So it's really cranked up. So it could be, depending where you're at in town, it could be dangerous. A lot of protesters, all that jazz. Okay. Also, and then the Veer Society has just recently released a video online that said they will light the world's path to paradise. That sounds kind of just vague.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Not really.
Yeah, no, it's pretty nice.
No, I mean, I don't like it.
Yeah, it's bad. It's all bad.
That's the part. It's probably interesting and very nice. But no, Hawk don't like that.
No, that's all right. What is one of Hawk's contacts names? Could be, I know you had like the Veterans Clinic doctor is
Dr. Vince Smith.
Vince Smith.
Yeah.
And who was the other person?
I'll have to, give me just a second, because I got to write down Vince Smith first.
Yeah, I got me too.
Excuse me. Street pharmacist, and I'll put that in quotes, but essentially a drug dealer who is willing to also do things on the up and up. All right. So his name is Fat Shady.
Fat Shady?
Yes.
All right.
And it's spelled P-H-A-T.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Fat Shady.
Going with the, that's pretty good.
Shady. And Shady is spelled with 2 E's.
Instead of a Y?
Yes.
All right. This is good.
It's Fat Shady.
Is it S-H-A-Y-D?
It is now.
Okay, cool. Fat Shady. All right, sweet.
Shady.
So you get a call, or not even a call, you get an encrypted message. So either if you want to do a laptop or if you have an encrypted phone, which you probably do being ex-military, you're pretty squared away guy. So especially trying to keep, especially with the kind of stuff you deal with, you want to make sure everything's as encrypted as much as possible. So
it's like a Matrix phone where you press it and the bottom just pops down.
Yeah, it's like, all right. Yeah. So you get a call from
Mr. Wizard,
from Doc Smith, and he is currently actually on the lunar colony.
Okay.
Doing some stuff up there, and he'll be sending some medicine your way and let you know where pickup is. But he did hear about a rumor about some military, organizations doing some antimatter warhead testing on the moon.
That seems bad.
Yeah, and I think they might have one of the warheads might have been stolen.
Ooh.
I was just rumored about, like, just kind of like keep your ear to the ground if you hear anything.
So
keep your eyes open.
Antimatter,
eye and ears.
An antimatter warhead would have enough of a yield to throw a meteor at the Earth from the moon.
Probably. Yeah, it would be pretty bad depending how much how much antimatter they have, because there's definitely issues with containment problems. Okay. Because how do you contain antimatter when it touches anything? So it's very hard to do. It's extremely expensive, right? You can get like a couple milligrams would be like billions of dollars, right? It's insane. Okay. But obviously the military, they don't give, they just have all the money in the world, right?
Well, yeah, they do, which is why I'm pissed that they don't buy the right drugs for the veterans who need it.
Yeah, that's what they're spending their money on. Right?
Bastards.
Yeah, good stuff. It's kind of crazy. And then what we got? Kenji. X. X is going to give it to you. X or Kenji? I guess it doesn't matter.
It's got to be X.
X.
That's a street name.
X going to give it to you. Give me a female name for an old flame of yours.
Well, actually,
Cinnamon Bun.
Can it be one of my 2 contacts? Or should it be someone else?
No, it'd be somebody completely different.
Okay. Sheila
E in the E Street Band.
It's funny that you say that because it's exactly what was in my mind. So I was going to say Sheila Eastlake.
Is that the one? She was she's a good drummer.
Sheila E. Yep.
Yeah,
She always played the single
she's
drum.
good at it, yeah, she's a good drummer.
Sheila. No, Sheila Eastlake.
I was gonna say I just saw a video with her, like Sheila E. recently. Like, yeah, she's a badass actually.
Yeah.
So Sheila is still in the Executive Protection Service. She still does stuff, but she works for any very elite, like high-end either government officials or corporations.
Okay.
Which you might be kind of down on. It's kind of like why you guys don't get along, but you still talk every once in a while. But you're kind of like, man, why do you protect those assholes, kind of thing.
Right.
She's like, it fucking pays the money.
Right. She was great in bed, but
and she's tired. She's like, I'm not doing these small time gigs anymore. I'm gonna fucking take care of myself, get some bank away, boom. So she gives you a call. She's like, hey, like it's almost like 911 emergency. We need to meet. You pick the spot. It better be secure as hell.
His beeper goes off, 911, 911.
Now, in this world, is there any chance we have like direct links? Like you were talking about encrypted phones. Like, could we get messages to our our eyes and things like that?
Yeah, you totally can. Yeah,
yeah. I'm just thinking. Yep. I'm trying to get a sense for how advanced we are.
Yeah, totally.
I could see having a heads-up display.
You technically have both. It's like having a work phone and a personal phone.
Right.
My work phone is the pop-down phone.
Yeah, so you don't have to have the physical device. You have it built in. You know,
right.
You have like a Mastoid commo, so you can just talk very softly and they could hear everything. It's perfect.
Right.
So it depends how you guys want to work that out.
Okay. So do I have to come up with a place to meet her?
Yeah, and it has to be in LA because she knows you work out of LA usually.
Right.
Was that warehouse in LA? Was that?
Well,
was that San
It's
Francisco?
called Bad Guys Warehouse. Oh no, it was San Francisco. The King.com that you're talking about.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we turned the corner like Kurt says, I know that building.
Drip past Presidio, across the bay.
So sure we can't meet in San Francisco?
So the question is she looking for like an isolated place, or can we meet at a, like a bar or a restaurant that would just?
No, it would have to be. No, this could be anywhere. This could be anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah. But she would want to be like, hey, we make sure it's a safe spot where we can. She would want to make sure if she tings anybody's overhearing, it could be blocked or things like that.
Okay.
So if you are
no place with free Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Right. So in that case, we go for a little bit more isolation. I'll tell her I'll meet her at the fountain behind the Getty Museum. Okay. There's a huge Getty Art Museum up on the hill that's like, really popular and famous, but there's grounds behind it with art work and a fountain where there shouldn't be. And there may be random people walking around, but it won't be very crowded.
I'm probably bathing in the fountain.
We would be able to know who was there. We'd be able to see it pretty clearly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's outside of downtown, so it's a little more isolated, but she can get there quick.
I'm dropping the fizzy bath bombs into the fountain just to see it overflow with fuzz and. Yeah, probably not.
Okay.
And by the way, I don't know LA well, so if any of this is untrue or not accurate, who cares? It's 2050.
Yeah, 30 years in the future, things change. The name of the museum could be completely different. Who cares? The fountain's, it's gone. It doesn't matter. So unless you want to do anything before the meet, you guys just meet.
Oh, is it just me?
Yeah.
She and I. So I'm not with Joe yet, right?
No.
With Hawk.
No.
Okay.
What's the description of how Sheila looks? I mean, granted, I will put this out because she is an executive protection. She's one of those chicks who's she's very built, very strong. She's not like overly huge,
right?
But she's tough, like super tough, but still has that beauty about her.
Right. Yeah. So she's got she wears like a very business like a pencil skirt and like a well-fitted button-up white top with a jacket, and then she's got her hair back in a bun with I think of it like chopsticks behind it, like
so they're probably weapons, most likely.
Exactly, that's exactly
two little miniature samurai swords.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. So it's up in a bun, but it could come out and they'd basically be like throwing daggers for her. And even though she's like everything she's wearing is form-fitting, the jacket is pimped out inside so that she has probably shurikens or things like that she can use.
That's all. It's probably armored and all that.
Exactly. And she's really, really attractive, kind of like almost everyone probably in America by 2050, but she's kind of mixed race. And
once we've weeded out the others out of the gene pool.
She's a mixed match of exoticness.
Yeah, we're all mongrels at that point, and she's just really, really attractive.
Just crawling out of the melting pot as beautiful people.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So.
I hate to do this to you, Kenji. I'm glad you're still around, but I've stumbled across some information while I was working for Liquid Holdings Group. I need your help. I need you to escort someone to Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh for Liquid Holdings?
No, I do not know the exact delivery contact yet. I just know it's in Pittsburgh, but it has to happen within the next 24 hours.
Why would I want to do this? Like, why are you asking me for this?
Been a while since you were in the escort service.
Mm-hmm.
How much money are you making these days?
Not as much as I should be.
All right, I can give you 10 mil for this job.
Good answer. Not as much as I should be is a good answer. I like that.
10 mil.
Yeah,
You obviously have to think about it. I could do a lot of good with that money.
that's what I figured.
But I'm not interested in transporting some corporate head honcho.
It isn't. This is an innocent person that's got roped into this craziness.
He thinks about it. He generally trusts her. I mean, we go back.
Yeah.
We're full friends. When you say innocent, is this someone that, I mean, you know me, is this someone that I would want to help?
Definitely.
Pittsburgh. So I don't know Pittsburgh at all.
Well, you just got to get the person there. I'm not telling you to hang out, but they need to be intact. You know, can't have a corpse showing up.
Sure, there's.
I'll explain more when we meet.
Yeah, it's
if
just-
you take it, but
I'm sure there's more to it than this, but 10 mil is going to be hard to turn down. He's thinking about some of the new cyberware you could get with that money.
yeah,
So,
wherever you go. Anything.
He says, all right, well, I'm interested. I'll need to know more.
All right, if you're interested, meet me tonight at midnight at the Uptown Hotel.
Is this a one-person job, or do I need backup?
No, you can hire whoever you want. Figure the 10 mil would be enough to cover you and whoever else, but I could probably toss a couple more.
I was going to say, let's make it 10 mil plus expenses.
All right, done.
All right.
You're going to submit a lot of expense reports, aren't you? Yeah.
We're going to eat well on this trip.
Yeah.
All right, so Uptown Hotel tonight.
Yep, midnight.
Uptown.
And he just
She's
kinda,
an uptown girl.
and he just kind of nods at her, and he thinks about going in for a kiss on the cheek, but he just nods at her and walks away.
Gotcha.
Thinks about it. Thinks about it. That's all he was thinking about.
Yeah, think about that pencil skirt.
That's one of the reasons he liked her.
Stacked. So is the innocent guy's name Antimatter Warhead?
Wouldn't that be funny? Negative.
That's a negative Ghost Rider.
Yeah,
Battery
that is
full.
full, yeah. How are we working it? Are we trying to cut this at a certain time and then
Yeah, we'll stop at the hour and then pick up again
Okay.
after we eat
Gotcha.
pizza.
that works?
Yeah. I don't think people want to watch us eat pizza.
Well,
You never know. There's
it had
some
hot
weirdo.
I was going to say about pineapple.
Oh, hold on. There was this news
You have an alert?
flash that came in about that. Just want to make sure.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Science has proven it sucks. That's interesting.
It does, yeah. Science is out
That's
to
fake news.
Yeah.
well, science is out to prove whether things suck or not. That's really all science does.
I think that's pretty legit, actually.
It is, right.
This sucks. Don't use that.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
is not great. Don't use it.
It just doesn't suck.
Right.
It sucks or doesn't.
suck as much.
But it's been proven the whole pineapple sucks thing. Anyway,
Yeah.
so what now? What we doing now?
I guess it's up to X.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's got some time to kill before the midnight meeting, right?
Yeah, I would say you got a few hours. You know, it was like late evening.
I mean, I'm not going to go looking to recruit anyone until I know more about the deal. So if I'm just kind of killing time, I would probably, back to my apartment building or my condo building, which has a pretty sweet gym in it, and I would go down and hit some weights and work on some martial arts.
Okay.
And put on a nice clean black T-shirt and my kind of.
I have a black T-shirt on.
Yeah, there you go. And
almost clean.
get myself slicked up and ready to go meet Sheila at midnight.
Okay.
Oh, Sheila.
I think I know any of her songs, actually. Anyway. All right, so you get to the hotel. She is hanging out in the bar waiting for you to show up. Is it just you?
Just me.
Okay. That's fine. as long as you can, get the job done. I don't really care if it's you or.
Oh, sorry. You're asking if it's just me for the job?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that depends on what you tell me about the job. I don't usually work alone, so I'll probably grab someone to come along with me, but who that is depends on what we're doing.
Well, you might want to call him now because we're not going to have too much time. You need to get to the airport, get on the flight to Pittsburgh. And like I said, you just need to get there within 24 hours. I'm not saying you got to take a plane, but it's going to be the quickest route right now.
Have you got a private jet arranged, or are we flying commercial? What's
Southwest?
No, it is private, yeah. But it's still, it's off the books as much as I can get it, because I still need to work within I still need to feign that I'm playing the game here. You know what I mean?
Right. Why are you asking me to do this? I'm trying to think about if I need to bring someone.
Because
what's the threat? What are we worried about here?
I'll tell you more when the other person gets here. I don't want to have to repeat myself. So if you want more people in on this,
all right. So in that case, I would use.
I want to make sure you're definitely in on this. I can give you a little bit more money. Basically, I have a young female that you need to escort to Pittsburgh.
Say no more.
Do
I need muscle or smarts for this job?
Both would work. A little bit of both. I think
Give me a call.
All right, so I would probably do the 2050 version of DMing Hawk over here,
right,
and hit you with essentially a text message, and
Hello, who is it?
and it'd be like, hey, I know we haven't hung in a while, but I need you. Good money. Uptown Hotel now.
I'll send back LOL OTW.
OTW.
On the way.
Gotcha. I'm not cool with it. Hip to the lingo. Yeah, I like it. No questions asked.
Yeah.
So.
You're one of those guys, we're going to go hurt some people. You can't
he said lots of money.
That's right, yeah.
Right, so, in LA now it takes 30 minutes to get anywhere, so I figure in 2050 it's at least an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But maybe not. Maybe we can teleport.
I'm there in 1 minute and 38 seconds.
Yeah, not that high tech.
Right, so
just fast.
Although if he has any contacts to get use of an AV, he can just fly over to the building.
They don't call me Hawk for nothing.
You take an air taxi or something, one of those things.
They call me Hawk because it's a bad joke on my last name.
But I don't like flying, so F that noise.
Yeah, there's a planes.
Hey man, it's better than Tweety. We could have called you Tweety.
That was through grade school.
All right, so while you're waiting for him to show up, she takes you up to her room and introduces you to a teen.
Yeah, she does.
She introduces to this teen girl. Her name's Cassidy. She's like this timid blonde chick, but she's pregnant. And then she kind of just introduces you guys' names so you guys know each other's names. Cassidy, this will be Kenji will be taking you to Pittsburgh along with one of his other colleagues. You'll be leaving in a couple hours. And she just asked her to get into the other room.
Okay.
How long do you think it'll take your partner to get here?
30 minutes.
Do you want me to wait for him, or I can just tell you the deal now, or you can wait and I can tell you both?
Yeah, no, let's wait for him. We'll do it at once.
Okay.
I rappel down the side and knock on the window. Hey! No, probably not.
Can't cut through these.
Can't cut this.
All right, so you get she gets the notification that he's in the building and on his way up. So you get to the room, you see this super hot chick, stacked hot chick, and
a pregnant teenager.
Yeah, the pregnant. Well, you don't see the pregnant teenager yet.
Oh no, okay.
She's in the other room. Basically, this I got wind of something. You guys have heard about the Liquid Holdings and LifeLog Cybernetic merger, and you heard about the. I guess you've heard, the protests are going on and people getting laid off.
Yeah, this bald dude told us about 40 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's a crazy bald guy. It's all about hot pineapple and everything.
Don't make me put up the news alert again.
It's funny, I'm paying you in hot pineapple. I didn't say dollars, I said 10 million hot pineapples.
10 million hot pineapples.
So, the workforce is technically, they've been replaced by androids.
Oh, okay.
Now, androids aren't a big deal, but these days, what they've been working on, they're almost, you can't tell if they're human or android.
Ooh. Like Terminator kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better control. So this group has got all the information on any of the corruption going on within both companies, all the information on the replacements of all these people, the workforce.
Okay.
And that information, you've heard of mnemonic couriers where they would take like information, put it into like a cyber chip in their brain. Well, they're using a different way to store information now within DNA. So it's inside the unborn child. So no matter what, and I know it'd be nice if you can get custody there, but the more important thing is you get that unborn infant to Pittsburgh.
Okay. So we could just put it in a jar and bring it.
It's got to be alive.
Huh.
If it dies, the information fades out.
Well, that sucks.
So the info is coded into the baby's DNA, essentially?
Yeah.
And what information is this again?
This is all the information on the androids, the replacement of the workforce, all the people involved, names, transactions, everything.
And why does Sheila want, like, why is this her job?
Because this is bullshit. I think you might be right. Yeah, sure, I like the money, but this is fucking retarded. This isn't bad news. Can't have this crap going on. Now, I'm going to play like I don't know anything and try to keep people off you as much as I can, but be prepared for some type of retaliation. I don't know. I don't know how good I've done covering my tracks. So I figure if I can offload it to somebody not as connected to me anymore, it might be easier.
So she'll kidnap the girl.
Kind of, yeah.
Stole the information.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Is Cassidy a girl or an android?
Yes. Oh, no, she's human.
Okay.
Human.
Yeah, the baby's technically human. They're just able to encode it.
There's lots of data in there.
Yeah, into the DNA.
Huh.
Because the baby's not using it for anything right now.
To Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
What's in Pittsburgh?
It's a medical facility. They'll be able to take care of what they need to.
What does that mean? Take care of what
They'll be able to extract. They'll be able to extract the information safely.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you, they're going to try to extract the information so they could, burn these people about it. Take these people down.
Okay.
But take the corporations down.
Yeah. So it's imperative that the baby make it. Granted, I would hope you guys can get Cassidy there as well, but I understand things can happen.
Okay.
Well, I obviously feel a lot better about this job because not only is it a million credits or $1 million, it's anything that's going to work on helping take down or harm the interests of the large corporations.
Yeah.
X is down with.
Agreed.
Right. So, and I'm happy to give you like 10,000 of it, so it's no problem.
Of course. Yeah, that'd be great.
And
Just a little.
Yeah.
for some reason in my mind, I don't know why, I have just images that Hawk really likes Oreo cookies.
Oh, he does.
They're like retro. They're
Double
retro
stuff.
cool in 2050.
Double stuff.
Yeah. So I'll
Have you
keep
seen
you
like
in.
the big ones, like one big cookie?
Oh my gosh, like the 2 pound.
I just have this image of him
God,
for some
I think
reason
it's
of
like,
him
yeah,
like
it's like a pound or something,
twisting the things off of Oreos and double stuff. So I'll keep you in Oreos for the flight.
All right, cool. Tell you what, every time I save your ass, I get half again. So it's a diminishing return. But I'll do it.
Yeah, Sheila kind of looks at you. I thought you were dead.
I am. I'm an asshole.
Heard you were dead.
Escape from New York.
Yeah.
Right.
Snake
Yeah,
list.
I had to keep going with it.
Yeah.
Anytime
I'm good
someone
with
runs
that.
in- Yeah, cool.
I am dead.
And so he says, "Well, I'm ready to go. I'm already suited out. I've got my sword, got my guns."
Yeah, it sounds like it's a big rush. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean,
Do we have our tickets? Where's the
well, it's a
plane?
private jet, so you just got to
Yeah.
get to the airport and get to the right spot. And after that, it's should be easy enough, I would think.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Of course.
Otherwise, this would be.
I heard you like to be prepared. I heard you're a regular Boy Scout.
Well, yeah. I guess, yeah.
Is the pilot in on this?
Yeah, he's one of my guys. He's my usual guy.
He's kind of flighty.
What else do we need to know
He's
before
a
we
straight
go?
shooter. I don't have the exact contact yet. I could tell you that, like, when you get to Pittsburgh, it will be at the university there, Pittsburgh University. I don't have the person's name yet. I'll try to get to you that as soon as I have that information. Hopefully that will be within a couple hours.
All right. So this is a question that I need to ask Joe to Chris. Is there like a grid of face detection? I mean, do we have to keep this girl away from cameras? I don't know how this might work.
Yeah, yes. Yeah,
Okay.
just assume that any technology they're working on right now in 2019 real world is going to be amped up out the ass.
So we need to find a way to disguise her, keep her under the radar because even if it's a private plane, we still got to get to an airstrip, and there's going to be some kind of security around there.
Yeah.
So you want to go back to the old abducting a little girl routine?
The old one too.
Yeah, but I think dress her up as older, throw on the hood kind of thing, and we'll keep her away from any prying eyes. We have to do that.
And the good thing is if it's a private jet, we probably don't have to go through main security and everything.
No, still have to get to an airstrip, though.
Yeah, you got to get to the airport and get to the plane, right?
So probably not.
And she'll give you a credit stick for any expenses. Just
right,
whatever you burn on that, you do it.
Okay.
Actually, she'll give you both credit sticks just in case. Just in case there's a split up or whatever. Yeah.
I'm gonna fill my apartment Oreos right up to the door so I can just get in.
Yeah.
Well, so Kanji X rides a motorcycle, so we could throw a motorcycle helmet on her and put her on the back with me, and that would help with facial recognition.
Sure.
Right.
That could get us there, and then once we get in the airport, we'll just have to figure out to keep her between us and keep her head covered without drawing too much attention.
Yeah. I don't know what other options there are.
We'd go full Total Recall.
We're not. We're not going to go and like get her appearance like Jeanette, like.
No, you don't have time for that. Or you don't have time for Total Recall. It's possible.
We got to get her hair.
And you might have the money now, but you don't have the time to set it up.
We got to get her hair tucked up into a baseball cap or something.
Yeah, you can easily dye hair, change makeup.
Right.
You could try to use some type of technology to change it, but then you got to make sure that technology is going to stay.
Right.
We just go the plain route.
Because there's definitely things you wear, like certain glasses could have like infrared, and like any camera that hits it just like blotted out whiteness. But then that also causes, hey, what's going on with that guy?
Yeah,
just normal security, something kind of.
Right. Yeah, I think your hair up.
Yeah. So we get her in a ball cap and a Groucho Marx nose.
Man, the glasses.
It's nighttime now, but as we said, everyone can wear sunglasses at night because it's so.
Right, because
ball cap.
They're teched out. You can see through. Yeah, it's perfect.
A Google Glass that actually works well.
Although you got to figure, a lot of the security can see through. If you wear sunglasses, they can still pick up enough features to identify somebody.
Yep,
so you probably have to beat her in the face a couple times.
I would say, why not? She's just pregnant.
Yeah, right.
Poor kid. Yeah. She shouldn't have got involved with us at all. Yeah. I blame Sheila.
I'm going to go play the drums.
So, do you want us to get to where we make a roll for this, or how do you want to do that?
Yeah, we got to see how well you could disguise this person.
And I guess, how do you want to handle that? I just want to look through these moves and see. It sounds like we're going to do the whole defy danger thing.
Yeah, because I don't know if you guys have any skills. I think like maybe the face man character would have had more help on like how to do that kind of thing. But
so I'm looking at the basic move, the core move of Stay Frosty, and that's when you act despite imminent danger, fear, or risk, which is that's where we are. You roll plus steady.
Yep.
And it's the same as all the defy danger stuff.
Right.
But on a 10 plus, you succeed. 7 to 9, you succeed. But the GM will present you with a worse outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice, that kind of thing. Now, as far as preparing, I'm not really sure, other than like a drop science kind of thing, the spout lore kind of thing. And I didn't put anything in skilled. I don't know if you did.
No, the only thing I'm wondering, I have this Street Samurai trait I took honorable, which is when I hold a tenet of my code, I can roll and potentially, depending on how I roll, pull strings, manipulate, or make someone sweat, which I would think that what we're doing here is like, this is like right in my wheelhouse of my code. So maybe if we get stopped, or maybe I can then use that roll for that
thing,
and maybe manipulate or pull strings to get through. I'm just thinking ahead.
So the way I wanted to play my character is as being prepared, the Boy Scout thing. I do think I want to try, even though I don't have the points in skilled, I do want to try the drop science. So I want to consult my knowledge of airport security.
Okay.
And to determine facts about it.
Well, not
and
having-
using that to help disguise her or to help
Right,
keep
so you
her
might
under the radar.
You might figure out, okay, I know LAX
Yeah.
uses these security systems because I have contacts in the whatever, blah blah blah. And don't forget, you have a vet as a hacker that you might be able to contact to go, hey, can you bypass these systems or kind of take them offline or point cameras this or that or things like that. Which is also kind of like your pull strings kind of thing, I guess, a little bit too.
So I'm going to try that. I'm going to go with consulting my knowledge of the airport security.
All right, we'll see. We'll see if you know enough, and maybe they haven't changed anything in the last few years or not.
Well, let's try that. See what I got. So that would be a no because I rolled a 4 and a 1.
Maybe you'll write a virtual chip on your.
But here's what I can do. I can choose or use my adapt and overcome. When I fail a move, instead of marking experience, I can roll again. It's still +0.
Right. Yeah.
But if I get at least a 7, Kurt was going for the chip. If I get at least a 7,
give one to Steve.
I get a +1 forward or +2. Or sorry, let's try that. Okay. I'm going to adapt and overcome my lack of knowledge, perhaps. 7, I did. So with a 7 to 9, I take +1 forward.
Okay.
So that means the next time I roll.
And that's just for you going.
Yeah, that's just me.
Because I think you have something to give bonuses to other people, right?
I don't think I do.
Or was that him?
No. My go tactical, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
But that's checking the situation during combat, and we're not in combat yet.
Yeah, of course not.
We're close, I'm sure.
Right.
What's our time? Yeah.
We're at 55.
All right.
We're good.
Okay. Did you want to contact Yvette or not, or you just want to wait it out and see what are you guys doing?
Yeah, so I realize that I don't see everything for sure, and I'm sure of that, and that's why I'm going to use that as a +1 forward. Next time I act, I'm paying attention, but not everything is where I expected it to be.
Right.
So he's definitely like, I know that I don't know.
Yes.
So I could definitely call Yvette. I call her Y.
Yeah.
I've worked with her a lot. She's a good friend, and she's top quality hacker, so she should know something about the systems where we're going, or potentially, or be able to find out. Right. So would I roll for that?
Yes.
Oh, and Chris is writing something too.
Oh, nice. I rolled an 8, and skilled is +0 for me.
So that'd be 8.
Well, that's 8, which we'll take.
A full 8. You just leave the dice on there, it'd be easier.
So maybe she knows something.
You have to eat this.
So she could probably help you out because you will have to go through some security. So here's the option. I could help you out. I could kill security from your location to airport, or I could try to kill, it's a little bit harder, try to kill security at the airport. But I won't be able to kill as much at the airport.
Yeah.
Because they've just upgraded their systems because of a lot of the terrorist stuff going on. Which is why you might be having trouble.
Yeah,
I think we're going to be good getting there, because I think I can put her in a full motorcycle helmet, which can the tech get through that?
No, you should be fine.
I think we're going to be fine.
It's usually if you just try to cover your face with something, it could try to, figure out, fill in the missing blanks. Where
you're
the
not
whole thing, you can't tell, it doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Right. You're not going to be the only one riding a motorcycle today, I hope.
Right. So
shouldn't be too obvious.
Yeah. So
the only thing is, you guys will be leaving be like 2 in the morning or something like that. So there's not as much. Well, there's still a lot of traffic. It's not one of those things. It's still like the city never sleeps kind of thing.
So I'd rather have her try to help us at the airport, even if it's a lower probability.
Okay, right. Yeah, she goes, I might have a little bit of problems, but it might save you guys a little bit of time.
Cool.
She does,
do what you can do.
She does give you one piece of information. It's up to you if you want to share it or not. And then she hangs up.
It says, I need a new pole.
Meet you at the gurgling goldfish.
The gurgling goldfish. And the Phoenix Fire Forge.
Yeah. Was it Fat Shady?
Fat Shady.
Yeah.
Fat Shady.
So
that's why he talks, by the way. He's always out of breath. Fat Shady.
Sheila comes in the room. She goes, you guys need to leave. I just got word that I might be blown on this, so expedite. I will try to cover your ass as much as I can from here. I will text you the information about your contact in Pittsburgh. I should have it in probably by the time you get to the airport. All right. Good luck.
Good luck. Now I'm curious on airplanes.
Thanks and good luck.
Thanks and good luck. On airplanes now, how much of your cyber implants do you have to turn off before they'll take off?
They figured it out now.
Really?
Yeah, you're totally right. Yeah, you
I
can.
don't have to turn off my.
As long as you don't have like any antimatter warheads with you, I think you're pretty cool.
I got no guarantees. This baby could also be an antimatter warhead.
Right.
I've had to deal with babies before. They're explosive.
All right, so he's going to be on the bike with chick on back.
Yeah.
Chick on back?
Yep.
You're not like old school sidecar maneuver?
No. I'm on like a Suzuki cross.
So you're super speed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going
to have to slow down so you can keep up.
No, I'm going to get on the skateboard behind you and just hold it back. No.
Well, maybe a hoverboard? Back to the Future stuff?
Hoverboard. If it was a hoverboard, I'd be way more safe. I'll take.
So you're kind of going to ride shotgun in another vehicle almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I assume I'll have a vehicle of some type. But,
and whatever, we can give you like you can take like an up armored BMW, a little beefy with like, you can even have like an hour air supply, that kind of like.
Yeah, that works, sure.
Something fancy.
But just keep them.
It's a rental. I don't give a crap about it.
Exactly. It's a rental.
So is your plan to be like on their ass or like almost backing up to where I could pick up somebody following them?
Exactly. The second one in a different lane, where I know the roads, I would take a different road to end up in the same spot and just not look like I'm trailing them.
Okay, so you're definitely leaving the hotel. Not at the same time. You're not walking
within a minute.
Okay, but you're definitely not walking out together. You don't even want to seem like gotcha.
Right. No, I would get in the car, wait for them to pull away, get the right station on the radio, maybe put on some oldies, Megadeth or something.
Real old school.
Yeah, super old. It's 70-year-old music at that
he
point.
sells, but he was buying.
Exactly.
That's good stuff. All right, so you crotch rocking it up. He's down the road.
Everything's totally electric now, right? I mean, so there's no gas.
You could still have older vehicles like, if you want it on purpose. Like they're not, they're gonna tax you out the ass for that.
But the electric vehicles have gas sounds.
Right, totally. And but yeah, it's gonna be one of those things you could definitely do it if you want to be one of those people like I don't want to get EMP'd kind of thing, you know. Yeah, like your prepper buddy, he's got all old shit, right? Nothing like computers.
He's still got wind up watches.
But we're not using like small scale nuclear fusion yet or anything, right?
No, not for like personal conveyances, no. But like military vehicles might have stuff like that.
Okay.
All right.
Why don't we wrap it there?
What else?
Is that good? No, you got something else.
All right, so Hawk, you wait. I say you wait maybe 2 minutes.
Okay.
You give it because you know exactly where he's going, and you know you'll be able to catch up. You do notice 3 bikes similar to his go tearing down. Look like dudes in. You could definitely tell they're either mercenaries or executive protection kind of looking guys.
Okay.
They're like nice suits, but they're probably armored suits. And one of them you kind of notice when as he moves, he's got like an AK-97K, like a short barreled, like almost like a Krinkhoff, like underneath his jacket, and they go zooming down the road. And then right then.
All right. I'll press the button. We can all say bye.
Thanks for watching.
The preceding podcast was brought to you by One Joe Young. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.
Got to heat up that pizza.